time in the last several years, and that was in the Olympic finals last year. Before going on to the Olympic Games, Vesper took the Ratzeburg Boat Club of Germany. Harvard is out for revenge, and what a classically styled crew this is. As we said, 4 of them have been in the same boat since their freshman year, and at this moment, they have a slight lead over the heavier and more experienced Vesper Boat Club of Philadelphia. Just by a nose, Harvard is out in front of Vesper. Harvard is striking at 44 strokes per minute. Vesper is at 46. And Vesper is now pulling even. This is a race of 1 mile, 550 yards. A heat, remember, not the final for the Grand Cup. Now Vesper begins to pull out in front. Alan Rosenberg, who is the young coach, said that, remember, we are men, meaning Vesper. They are still boys. But there are those in the United States that said that this, the Harvard crew, is the best ever assembled. Let's see how well they make out. Now you can see that Vesper, still stroking at 46 a minute, is in front of Harvard. By nearly half a boat length. The 4 that have been together, captain and number 6 man Paul Gunderson, we're speaking of Harvard now, the stroke Jeff Picard, the number 3 oarsman Tom Pollock, and the number 2 oar Bob Schwartz. The coxswain is John Unkovic. And the others in the boat, Hugh, Clamo, and Whitney, rowing at 4, 5, and 7, respectively. But there is the Vesper Boat Club of Philadelphia, with Zimony, the coxswain, and reading from bow to stroke. Amlong, Foley, Abel, Johnson, Ferry, Boyce Budd, Thompson, and Stowe. And we point out Boyce Budd because he rowed here for Cambridge in 1962 in the boat race that is held on another part of the Thames, from Putney to Mortlake. NBC Sports in Action brought you that one. The story here, though, is that Vesper is still out in front of Harvard. Both stroking at better than 40 per minute. Harvard started at 44, Vesper at 46. They've come down a little bit, but you can see now it is almost a length. Vesper over Harvard. Look at the crowd on the back, cycling along with this race. The distance, 1 mile, 550 yards, and unless Harvard picks it up, well, their dream for the Grand Challenge Cup will go out of the window. This is the Vesper boat crew. From bow to stroke, there is Boyce Budd. Well, another story for the Vesper Boat Club of Philadelphia is apparently now it will defeat Harvard. Harvard is well above 40 strokes per minute, but still a half a boat length behind, and we're nearing the finish line. And look at this. Harvard has an average weight of 188 pounds. Vesper is much bigger, 201 pounds, and per man has about 4 more years' experience than you can find in the Harvard shell. Harvard on your screen looks as though it is very close on the right to Vesper, but actually it is about a half a length back. Here they come. There you can see the distance between Vesper on your right in white and Harvard, the crimson, on your left. And one of the great sports stories of 1965, the unbeatable Harvard crew is about to be destroyed. For Vesper Boat Club, an older crew and a larger crew is taking this heat for the Grand Challenge Cup. Now you can see them draw away. Vesper now stroking at 40 strokes per minute. And here comes the finish line. The Vesper Boat Club of Philadelphia will be the winner and advance on to the finals. Harvard suffers its first defeat since having lost to Vesper a year ago in the Olympic trials. We'll have more action from Henley on the Thames later. Stand by now, as in 1 minute we'll switch to Daytona Beach, Florida for motorcycle racing on NBC Sports in Action. Ratzeburg crew, and it is a big one, outweighing even the Vesper crew, weighing in at 202 pounds. And Mr. Schroeder of the Ratzeburg crew weighs in at 224 pounds, by far and away the biggest man in any shell here at Henley. There's the Vesper crew. You've already seen them defeat Harvard. They weigh in on an average of 201, with Boyce Budd at 216, their biggest man.
Are you ready?
Take place. And there they go. And look at Ratzeburg jump off. We'll get the stroke count for you in a moment, but what a tremendous jump they are getting over Vesper. Vesper in the white on your right, Ratzeburg on your left. An incredible getaway for Ratzeburg. Vesper's having to step up its stroke to keep even close. A count would put it at something better than 50 strokes per minute. That sounds incredible, but at the end of the first minute, we will give you an accurate account. But at least 50 strokes per minute for Ratzeburg, and they've jumped out to a lead over Vesper. The question now becomes, can Ratzeburg hold on to such a pace? Certainly they'll come down, but has it taken too much out of them? It's a long ways to go. 1 mile, 550 yards. Well, it was 52 strokes per minute over that first minute for Ratzeburg. We remember in the darkness in Tokyo just last November when Ratzeburg was the favorite to win the gold medal, but it was the Vesper crew that came on, and in near darkness, those of us on the bank could hardly see. Vesper came on to win the gold medal, and this, the Ratzeburg crew, was second for the silver medal. Carl Adam, who is the coach of the Ratzeburg crew, has revolutionized rowing. See there, two men with oars on the same side of the boat instead of being staggered right in the middle of the boat. He gets his strength from that. The tulip-shaped oars. And in 1960 in Rome, Ratzeburg came down and astounded everyone by taking the gold medal there. They've stayed near the top, if not at the top of world competition, since that time. Here's the Vesper crew, which upset them at Tokyo. Jack Kelly, as we said, his sister, Princess Grace of Monaco, is here watching from the umpire's launch. And you're now looking at our radio camera on a launch in back of the two crews. Over the first quarter mile now, Ratzeburg has come down, and they're now stroking at 41, as is Vesper. But Vesper is a little behind. There's the signal on the right. And Ratzeburg is leading by perhaps half a length. They will be writing about that start of Ratzeburg's for months to come, if not years to come. 52 strokes per minute on the getaway. And that's what's enabled this German crew to stay ahead of Vesper. In all fairness, many here at Henley-on-Thames and in Great Britain have picked Ratzeburg to win this race, saying they are stronger, and with their great start, they should defeat Vesper. But it's not over yet. The time will be a fast one. The Henley record is 6 minutes and 18 seconds. And we'll check on that for you as we go along. As they pass Fawley, Ratzeburg is leading by about a third of a boat length and a time of 3 minutes flat, which is a very good time. Well, these two teams, I should say crews, no matter which wins, will move on to the European Championships, and there they will face the strongest of the Russian eights. Well, before the summer is over, perhaps one more meeting between Vesper and Ratzeburg, but I don't think that any will come up to this one. Look at Vesper come on now. Ratzeburg has slowed down again. A quick check, they're both stroking 41. 41 strokes per minute. Seldom, if ever, does Ratzeburg come down below 40 strokes in any race against any competition. Vesper is making quite a race of it. Don't count out this boat club from Philadelphia, which has already demolished Harvard. There is Princess Grace, and I would imagine she's a little concerned, and Prince Rainier is right behind her, biting her lip. After all, her brother Jack Kelly is the gentleman who brought the Vesper Boat Club over here, and of course Princess Grace's home was Philadelphia. Ratzeburg still with that slight lead. Vesper trying to step it up. Actually, Ratzeburg is now stroking 40, and Vesper is down to 38. Just a third of a boat length lead. could it be? It looks as though Ratzenberg may indeed get revenge for that loss to Vesper in the Tokyo Olympics in November. Because at this moment, Vesper is not gaining an inch. Quite a crew. Amlong, Foley, Abel, Johnson, Ferry, Budd, Thompson, and Stowe, with Zimini the Cox. Now look at Ratzenberg on the right as they come to the enclosures. The heavier crew, heavier Vesper defeated Harvard, and now heavier Ratzenberg has the lead over Vesper. And one of the great races, it must go down as such, in Henley history. From our radio camera on board the boat, there's the Vesper crew. Ratzenberg got up to 52 strokes per minute, then came down to 41, now at 40, but Vesper's never been able to catch them. There's Ratzenberg in the lead, but not by much as they come to the enclosure. And the time will be near a record. Don Sparrow has won the singles here. 4 Yanks have won for the Leander Boat Club, but these Yanks and the Vesper team do not look as though they're going to win. But will it be close? Look at the finish of this race. Ratzenberg will take it in a time of, well, we'll catch it, 6 minutes and 16 seconds. That's a new Henley record, bettering the old record by 2 seconds. And of course they have, as we said, gotten revenge for the defeat at the hands of Vesper at Tokyo last November. Truly one of the great races we have seen here in this week at Henley, and for those who've been around for a long time, probably one of the great races in Henley history.